Hello, adventurers. It is lovely to be with you again this Tuesday, September 5th. I've been away for a little while. I've come back. I'm feeling refreshed. How about you? Yesterday was Labor Day. Did you do anything interesting or different from the ordinary? Celebrating labor unions and what they have accomplished for the American worker, historically and currently and in the future. This is a weekly musical podcast to help empower and strengthen each of us in our individual and corporate adventures, whether they be musical, creative, sort of big life goals, relational goals, all the experiences that the world has to offer. These are all potential adventures and ongoing adventures. So we're here to do it together. So welcome. This is episode number 34. Today's title is Focus and Commit. What do those words sound like to you? Do they sound intimidating? Do they sound freeing? I don't know about you. I have difficulty focusing, not because I don't want to focus, but because it feels like there are so many things I should be paying attention to that it almost feels guilty to focus. Which is why focus takes commitment, I think. So I just got back from a trip. I got to visit friends along the East Coast in Virginia and Georgia and Florida. And while I was there, I spent a day in Williamsburg with my dad. We went to Busch Gardens together to ride roller coasters, which was very fun, and neither one of us had slept very much. We were so excited and having so much fun, and it was very hot. It was about 95 degrees, lots of humidity, as is typical for this time of year in Virginia. And so by about 3:30, and post-COVID, Busch Gardens doesn't have as many air-conditioned opportunities as it once did, so we were just in the heat for the most part, for the better part of the day. Enjoyed those roller coasters tremendously, but by about 3:30, we both were ready for a nap. We were hot and tired, and had lots of thrill rides already that day, so it felt kind of lame, but I was like, well, I'm just going to accept that this is what's happening right now. I am too tired to keep going, and I think I will not feel better for persevering. So we went and took a nap, and then we decided to go to a movie, and we saw a movie called Gran Turismo. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it? This movie was not really on my radar because I'm not really a racing fan. It's about a kid who does like a racing game on his computer. That it's a simulator basically. It's such a good simulator that the guy that the big marketing guru played by Orlando Bloom convinces Nissan to try and train some of these gamers to actually drive race cars. So that's what the movie is about. But it's really about this one kid, this one guy who's very talented on the computer version of the simulation, and everybody's kind of watching him to see, can you hack it? Can you pull this off in real life? Can you be a real life race car driver? It's based on a true story, and what it's really about is the individual drive to just see what you're made of, to find out what you can do. Which I think we adventurers can resonate with, we can identify with. It's what drives us a lot of the time to create, but also to experience how we change in the process of what we're making. So I wanted to unpack that a little bit today because those were two key elements of this movie, was focus and commitment. And there are a lot of moments in the movie that just spoke to me, resonated with me, coming out of a very busy work season. It just never feels good to take time off when I'm trying to do it. Like trying to get out of town, it's so hard. But then I'm so glad that I did it. It's not convenient, but it's important. And so I had just some thoughts about focus and commitment and some fresh perspective on that I want to share with my dear podcast listeners. So thanks for being here with me today. So let's start with a song that's all about embracing your potential. This is about, I wrote this a few years ago when I was struggling to overcome my intimidation about who I am and what I'm meant to create in this world. And I feel like that's such a universal topic. Everybody can relate to it. So I'm sharing this song with you. It's called Dragonsong. I see you locked inside a cage of your own making. I see you locked inside a cage of your own making. Too strong for breaking, but you've grown too big to stay. Suspended high above the ground, no way out but down, and you're scared of falling. Caught between the dust and stars, you don't know yet who you are, but you've been swallowing fire. Let go, free fall. Who knows what happens when you let your guard down? Breathe out. Anyone can tell you those wings weren't meant for sitting still. Find out when you will. You figured out you're in this cage beneath the night sky, watching them fly by like it's what they're made to do. Suddenly it all sinks in. That's the club you want to be in. But how to get up there when you're caught between the dust and stars, realizing who you are, and maybe you can breathe fire. Let go, breathe out. Who knows what happens when you let your guard down? Breathe out. Anyone can tell you those wings weren't meant for sitting still. Find out when you will. Shaking with fear as you look below. No staying put, no So that song really resonates, I think, with the topic of you don't have that vision yet of who you're becoming. And it can be sort of scary to just start to depend on these wings that you haven't really used yet. And it can be also really concerning to see that the way that you are now experiencing yourself can affect other people. And that was a theme in the movie as well. Gran Turismo was, the main character's name is Yan. And as he starts, stepping into this new world of being a professional race car driver, it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment for his parents and for his friends. He's making new friends. He's bonding with this coach played by David Harbour brilliantly done. Such a great coach. And there's a lot of that process that it just feels like you are hitting up against your limit because you're trying to break past it. You're trying to find out what is beyond that limitation. And limits can feel very safe. And you've heard me talk before. I'm not necessarily advocating against safety. I think safety can be very important for taking on new things. But there is a time to push past it. It's a short time, and we need recovery space afterwards, but for everyone who has learned a new skill, there comes a moment where you're like, woo, I'm out in the deep end now. I'm beyond where I have tried to go before, and this could all go badly. So imagine all of those feelings while also going at like 200 miles an hour and having other cars trying to squash you. Basically, it's what it seems like. And all these decisions you have to make are super, super quick. And the whole time that Jan's out there in his training, his coach, David Harbour, is yelling at him through the intercom, and he's just going, you gotta commit! You've got to commit to that pass. When he's trying to pass other drivers. You can just see, like, I would imagine in that situation, you're already going as fast as you can. It's not like, oh, now I'm just going to go way faster all of a sudden because there's a car I need to pass. But he's just, you kind of have that moment of like, I'm doing the best I can, and now I'm being expected to do more. And I'm not sure how to do that. But when you are committed to find out the very limits of what your opportunities are here, then I think you're going to find that you have inner resources that you didn't know you had. And that's certainly been my experience. When I first realized that I was done having a full-time job, that I was about to leave that job and venture out on my own, I was terrified. And to be real, I had not really thought it through as well as I should have. But also, I just kind of felt like I couldn't do it anymore. I'd given it all I had, and I was now diminishing returns. So I just kind of picked a time, and I got out of it to launch into something new that was completely unknown and full of danger, really. Maybe not quite as imminently dangerous as driving a race car, but still, like, there was potential for some real danger, some real opportunities to screw things up. And this is now 11 years ago that I had this moment. It was right around this time, actually, because I tried to give about 4 months notice. So I was looking at, the new year of 2012, having no certain income. And I will tell you that I did not always do it very well, but I did find that I had more in me to cope with that than I realized in that moment. And I'm sure all of you who have learned to excel in a particular area of work or sports or any part of life, you have also experienced those breakthrough moments where it's like, I'm going as hard as I can, and then somehow I just am able to go a little harder. and I'm able to find these resources I didn't know I had. Part of that is also recognizing that we're not in it alone. We're doing this, whatever creative adventures we're taking on, we're doing this as creatures, as people who have been made by someone, and someone that wants to do this work with us, that designed us for this work and is right here side by side with us. The spirit of creativity, the spirit of love, the spirit of all new things. I call this God, and you may also have your name for that spirit. But that's what this song is about, which I wrote while driving. And I've been thinking a lot about this passage of the Bible lately, and so it feels interesting to try to sing it today. Just the idea that we are meant to partner with strength that is larger than our own in order to succeed in these new endeavors. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders are just wasting their time, working hard in vain. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders are just wasting their time, working hard in vain. Lord, I offer you my plans. Take my future in your hands and build it according to your will. So everything I build is what the Lord builds. Unless the Lord sets his guard, the watchmen are just wasting their time up all night in vain. Oh Lord, I offer you my heart. Take me up into your arms and guard it according to your might. So even in the night, I know the Lord watches over me. He gives his loved ones sleep. Come lay down your anxiety. what do you want to focus on right now? How do you maintain that focus, that eye on the prize mentality, as all the distractions of life come rushing at you, whatever speed they happen to be coming? I find that it changes from day to day. I have like the overarching focus, big picture, important thing. And then day by day, moment by moment, things shift a little bit depending on what's actually in front of me and what needs to be done first. But it's really important to pick that out and to know this is what I'm doing. I'm committed to this. And in the long haul, I'm going this way. I'm going this way. I'm passing this obstacle. I might not do it on my first try, but that's where I'm heading. So, the other element of my takeaways from Gran Turismo, which if you've seen it, let me know. I'm curious about your thoughts. Or if you're thinking about seeing it, is recovery when things must go wrong. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to tell you, but that always happens in movies. Something goes wrong. Something goes wrong, and that happens in life. Something big enough that it kind of throws you, shakes you up a little bit. And that happened in this movie. And there's a part of the race where you can kind of see Ian getting in his head and reflecting on past frustrations, past failures, both in and outside of his control. And then his coach is in his head going, "You are in the race right now. You have got to focus." And I felt that. I heard that because I think there are times where it's like, I'm nervous about what I'm doing right now, and it's tempting to try to like figure it out and think about my whole life and ask questions like, should I be doing this? But the thing is, you're in the race. You're in the race. This is not the time to reevaluate. This is a time to focus. You will have a chance later to ask those questions. Right now, just drive the car, get where you're going, focus on the task at hand, because there is no getting out of it. Once you're in it, you got to stay focused until you've seen it through. And so I have been feeling that as an artist, as a freelancer, as a person that wants to see things happen in the world. And I will say right now, I'm encouraged. I mean, last time I talked about affirmations and experimenting with affirmations, and I think I'm benefiting from that a little bit. Just trying to be my own cheerleader and beef up my resolve and my courage to take on some of these daunting tasks. And recognizing part of the possibilities is to recognize that I don't know what the results might be of some of my endeavors, but I am committed to making a living as an artist. That's just a thing that will always be true. So this is a part of that journey, is recognizing that I get tired, I get overwhelmed, I get frustrated, I get nervous that this is not ever going to work, but I'm committed, so I may as well build myself up and remind myself of all the success that I've had. And allow myself to hope that this can all continue to be a success, that I can do something I've never seen happen before. That explosive growth can come out of this consistent, regular, disciplined, committed focus. So, all that to say, here's a song about continuing to do the work. It's called Sender of Ships. When you dare to cross the sea with hurricanes, pirates, and monsters, don't take the easy way out and hide. I'm not in the business of playing it safe. My purpose is to succeed. If nothing is ventured, nothing is gained. Adventure is the whole name of the game. There's more that's at stake than mere dollars and cents. This represents everything, everything. They call me a sender of ships. Sender of ships will I be. Through all of the danger, wonders, and snares, I know somewhere my fortune waits for me, waits for me. It's hard to keep faith, but I will wait as I keep my send everyone on its way. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. The salty air, crashing waves, and treacherous and wild in their nature. Doesn't it make your heart race and rise? Let me do that right. There we go. I've already lost, I've already won. What if I lose again? If nothing is lost, what can be found? I'm honor bound. Worries can't get me now. There's more that's at stake than mere dollars and cents. These ships represent everything, everything. They call me a sender of ships. Sender of ships will I be. Through all of the dangers, wonders, and snares, I all of those endeavors that we start in our life, they leave us. They leave us and they go and they have their own story. And I really believe that's true, whether it's a created work or a person or just any endeavor in your life. And if we don't see the end of that story, it can feel lost or separate from us. But I think there's a ripple effect that comes from each of those opportunities, all those efforts, whether we ever get to see them or not. And so I just want to empower each of us to keep trying and to keep hoping. There are going to be challenges, there are going to be setbacks, there are going to be changes to the plan. That is normal, that is life. It doesn't mean you did it wrong. It just means that that's how things work. And some things are going to go great. They're going to go so much better than you ever could have thought. So you got to keep trying, keep getting out there for the adventure of it, for the thrill of it, for the unknown, and then to find out what happens. And then come tell me about it. If you are here in Los Angeles, I want to invite you to hear my live show. Tonight I'll be playing at Republic of Pie in North Hollywood at 7 p.m. I play there the first Tuesday of every month, so if you're hearing this after the fact, you can still join me on a future first Tuesday. But also, next Tuesday, September 12th, I will be playing a couple of songs from Handel's Messiah at Kulak's Woodshed. That's also a free show, 8 p.m., and that is in Valley Village. And it's not a Tuesday night, but it's a Monday night, September 18th. I will be here joined by a few other local independent musicians performing the angsty 80s sing-along, where we'll be playing cover songs from 4 different John Hughes movies and dressing up like our favorite 80s characters, and it's gonna be a blast. It's a fundraiser for Epiphany Space, and I might do a couple songs tonight just to give you a little tease of what that's gonna sound like. But that's coming up soon, 2 weeks from yesterday. So whatever you're up to this week, I hope that you find renewed faith and vision for it, to be able to focus, to be able to commit, and go watch Gran Turismo. Tell me what you thought. Have fun out there.